Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to you live from the outskirts of Vienna. It's the Gaming Saloon for August 10th, 2025. Your host, Peacemaker 248, and Run Up Salon.
Hi.
We have a lot, but yet not a lot to talk about this week.
Also known as we don't have a lot.
Basically. It's recaps of 3 events and then 2 extra stories that feel relevant to talk about. Otherwise, I didn't find like too much else. Like, there's various rumors and stuff flying around, especially of directs, and I'm like, we'll see if that happens. But yeah, before we get into any of that, tell me, what have you been playing the last couple weeks?
Truthfully, not a whole lot. I mean, I've finished Bonanza.
How was the monkey?
I want to sit down and try to speedrun it. I don't know how far I'll go with it, but I kind of do.
I know Spike's writing true ending still. Well, I don't know if he's routing or if he's... I don't know. I don't think he's doing runs of it yet, but I think he's routing it.
Could be practicing too.
Yeah. Well, I got back to Lego Indiana Jones after having my my glitch moment. Reminding me of all the reasons of like, hey, I like these kinds of Lego games, not the new kind. Especially that new Star Wars one. What's bad is I saw a rumor saying, I think laying out like a bunch of Lego stuff saying, oh, all these different Lego games are canceled, but they are working on a Lego Batman game in the style of the new Lego Star Wars game. Are you excited for that?
Meh.
Would you have been excited for a Lego Disney game?
No.
How about a Lego Guardians of the Galaxy game?
Maybe.
Well, those latter 2 were canceled. I don't know why, they just were, apparently. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm through Raiders. I've actually got all the stuff in Raiders. I'm like partway through Temple and did 2 of the bonus stages that you get. Is you get one stage that's basically that flashback at the start of Crusade, and then you get a second stage that's the usual, here in a playground area, blow up a whole bunch of stuff to get 1,000,000 studs. So I've done both of those. I just need to do the rest of Temple and Crusade in story, and then both of those in free play to get everything. And then I'll have all the retro achievements because it's not stupid like Lego Star Wars 2 one. Did stream the SRWY demo on Thursday. I didn't mean for it to take like 3 hours, but it took it 3 hours. I am very happy with everything I played. I am very happy that when that game's coming out this month. It's actually like 2 weeks from Thursday. And they're doing, I guess, one last stream next Tuesday to show off what the DLC is for that game. I haven't seen any sort of data mine or anything for what that DLC will be, since folks are data mining the demo at the moment for material. I think everything people have gotten are like bits of sprites, like some sprites that just kind of exist in the files, and a pilot list, and that's about it. So it's nothing groundbreaking. That'll probably change once like the preload on Steam happens, because people will rip that apart and basically have everything laid out for us.
Yep.
Which is fine, because I would like to know going into a fresh playthrough, okay, what do I need to do to get all the secret units? Because I don't want to have to go through a second playthrough for all that. I'd rather go through a second playthrough if I really like it to just clean up achievement stuff like I did for T. But yeah, I've enjoyed it. I was happy with it. That was basically it for me. So shall we get to the news?
I guess we shall.
We got a partner showcase from Nintendo 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I love how the first thing on the list is technically not a partner, a third party thing, because it's Age of Imprisonment new trailer. I'm happy about this. I know not everyone else is. They teased a Skyward Sword related thing with Vi music at the end. Does that make you excited for this game?
Not really, no.
Fair. I saw a clip the other day. It was from one of the Easy Allies folks just going, I'm just tired of seeing Breath of the Wild Zelda stuff for basically, what is it? It was not 10 years, but it's been like a lot of Breath of the Wild Zelda. Ready for new Zelda. Just from a visual standpoint.
Yeah.
Let's see. We also had a new Monster Hunter Stories announced. I'm kind of surprised. I didn't feel like these really hit it off with people, but I guess they are making enough to make more of them. Would you like a new Monster Hunter Stories?
I mean, I don't know much about it, so meh.
It's basically an RPG. It is a proper turn-based RPG where you're buddies with monsters and use them to fight other monsters.
So it's
which is like
not
the complete
Pokemon.
Basically, you have to hatch all your monsters instead of catching them.
So
Pokemon, except it's all
Pokemon.
breeding. Yeah. I've played like a tiny bit of one of the ones on 3DS, but it was performing badly on my not 3DS, so I didn't play much more. Octopath Traveler 0 was a new Octopath. I don't think this is technically a prequel to either of the Octopaths. I think this is basically taking that mobile game that they made for Octopath and converting that into a proper game. Because I think they shut down that mobile game. We also have The Adventures of Elliot, which is another HD 2D game. It's an action game, kind of. Apparently it's more of a Zelda, basically. Let's see, new look at Final Fantasy Tactics, some new look at football, a new look at the other football. Persona 3 Reload's coming to Switch on October 23rd. Well, Switch 2. Hooray! The Persona game everyone kind of got really cool on after it came out because it wasn't really what anyone wanted for 3. Let's see. Magical Frog Backpack. I don't remember what that is. Star Wars Outlaws is coming to Switch 2. Remade versions of the original Plants vs. Zombies.
That no one knew about.
Yeah. Chronos, which looked very Dead Space, but wasn't Dead Space. New Katamari that's multiplayer. Chilling by the Fire, which has you make campfires and hang out with people, and it's really weird because it uses the Switch 2 camera feature and you're really big next to the campfire and zoomed in for some reason. Let's see. Gizu Kiwami 1 and 2. Pac-Man World 2 Repack. Just Dance. Apex Legends. Dragon Ball Sparking. Montage stuff. And that is basically it.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel?
I literally watched it after the fact and was like, really? That's it?
Yeah.
I expect to walk away from an indie world one like that. Especially as hard as they were trying to spin this, as we were going to have a lot of third-party stuff. This kind of just felt like meh. Like what we've seen before. I'm like, that's not a good sign.
Yeah, this basically was, hey, you know all that stuff that you probably have on other platforms? It's here! Along with like a couple new things.
Because what's bad is this one shows what we already know. A lot of the third-party devs did not get their hands on the console until it was out.
Yep.
And this is proving it. Because we're getting ports that I have to think is based off of what they expected tech specs to be, and essentially probably doing preliminary testing on an overclocked Switch. That's not a good look kind of deal.
No, especially when we're not that far out from when the Switch 2 launched.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I would completely be fine with a partner showcase looking this. I guess the right word is thin. If we had enough first-party support. The fact that we don't have enough first-party support either, they really kind of have to leverage on the third party to actually sell it.
Yep.
Because what do we have this month? Drag Drive? Yeah, how many consoles do we think's going to sell that?
That thing I keep hearing about from people who just did not play it, it's just like, I haven't played that. Like, not even a bad thing to say about it, just well, I didn't play it because I wasn't very interested.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
That says a lot about how that game looks, that it is just like dissuaded people because it just doesn't look that interesting.
Well, I mean, you drive stick people in wheelchairs doing sport and see how much you're interested with that. They kind of could have done anything to have livened that up a little bit.
Also, one person was like, well, I can only really play it for 2 hours, and then my hands got tired from having to use both Joy-Cons to play the game, and it's like, oh, that's not good either. But yeah. So that partner showcase was meh. How about an indie showcase?
That was also meh.
It had Mina the Hollower with a real release date this time.
That was also meh. Just gonna put that out there.
Fair. Well Dwellers is I think a horror game of some kind. I skimmed through this one. Looks like it's a Metroidvania. Hooray!
I watched
this
this
is
one too. Nothing uber jumped out at me. There was a few things that I was like, I'd be interested to see how that turns out, but meh.
Nerveway. I don't know. This looks neat just from a visual standpoint. That's about all I have to say. We've got herding, where you herd animals and move around with animals. Is this seat taken as a puzzle game? Little Kitty Big City is coming to the Switch. Content warning is coming to the Switch. Ball X Pit, I think, isn't this? Oh no, that's a shmup. I thought it was something else. No, that's the shmup I saw. Ultimate Sheep Raccoon is the sequel to, I think, Ultimate Chicken Horse, right? Yes. Which is basically your like multiplayer like platforming, which in this case it looks like they've turned it into a like a racing game. Like a 2D racing game, which that's different. That's neat.
Yeah.
Let's see. Glacier Red is a swimming game.
It looks good. I just feel like it's gonna be boring as crap. But this is me saying I really hope that the story is there, because otherwise, yeah.
For some reason, it reminds me of Panzer Dragoon, except underwater and like a lot more free roaming than it is like. I can't think of the term. Star Fox, basically.
Oh, on rails.
Yeah. And then a sizzle reel of stuff. Yeah, this was meh.
Yeah.
I love how where people keep always like, a direct will happen before the end of the month, and I'm like, the more you say it, the less I believe you.
I legitimately, if what I've seen is right about us getting Prime 4 demo at Gamescom, I legitimately think this coming week we'll have a direct. Even if it's not to do anything more than just give a release date for Prime 4. I could be wrong. They might save it all for Gamescom, but I don't think that's what they would do. Because I have to feel like that demo's got a release date at the end of it. Even if it's just a pure month kind of deal.
I feel like the direct will be in like adjacent to Gamescom, but it won't be like at Gamescom. It'll probably be like around it, which basically means it has to be this week, because next Tuesday's opening night live, I think.
Yeah. But it would be late in the day, so meaning they could do a direct Tuesday morning.
Yeah.
I feel like it's either going to be this Thursday or Tuesday next week kind of deal. Just because they're going to want to have them be the ones to break the ice, not Gamescom breaking the ice about Prime 4.
Yeah.
And that's me purely saying that they're gonna do that. I've not seen anyone saying anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it makes sense, kind of deal.
I think the most interesting thing I learned about of both of these directs has nothing to do with the Rex, and apparently it comes more from developers. Apparently, developers are told they will be in a direct for their material, but not told what kind of direct they will be in for their material.
That sounds about right.
And I'm like, oh, I didn't even think about that. But shall we talk about the stuff from Evo? Even though neither one of us are big fighting game people.
I mean, I guess.
All right, Street Fighter 6 showed off Sea Viper and showed off in-game all of their beach outfits for the characters that are getting beach outfits. Hooray. Tekken 8 had Armor King. Showed him off. We had another look at Virtua 5 Revo and a brand new Virtua Fighter, Virtua Fighter 6. Lucy from Cyberpunk Edge Runners is coming to Guilty Gear Strive. I think we've known about that for months. Ken got shown off in Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. A new trailer for Tokon, or Marvel Tokon, with a closed beta coming September 5th to the 7th. Invincible Versus showed off Omni-Man. Grand Blue Fantasy Versus showed off Willness. And Capcom Fighting Collection 2 had a title update showing off some new stuff that they're doing, like OST and the like. And 4 new characters that were in other versions of Street Fighter Alpha 3. Hunter x Hunter showed off some new characters. Other Night and Embers showed off a new character, I guess. And that's it. I'm gonna be honest, the only thing I have interest in this entire list is, oh, hey, Marvel Tokon, that seems neat. I try that out. I probably wouldn't play online, but I will try it out.
Online only.
I meant the full game, not necessarily the beta.
The beta probably would be.
Yeah. Yeah, I know I'm trash at fighting games. I know better. I'll lose 90% of my games if I were to play online. But yeah, Evo. Look, if folks coming out of Evo that are fighting game people are happy, then the Evo did a good job on announcements. Granted, that's like not really why everyone goes to Evo. It's like a bonus. Everyone goes there for the actual competitions and stuff. Shall we get to some Xbox news then?
I guess so.
So do you remember Contraband?
No.
Fair. This was apparently announced like 4 years ago with the CG trailer at I think an Xbox E3 event or a big Xbox. Yeah, E3 2001. It was going to be a co-op heist game basically in the 1970s. I think gameplay might have leaked out for this, but otherwise all we had was that CG trailer. It got canceled. And Avalanche Software is working on something else. Not the Avalanche from another publisher. This is a different Avalanche. So, how do you feel about Xbox killing off another game?
I mean, first they're killing off consoles, now they're killing off games, so...
I just look at this and go, Fable's days are fucking numbered. There is no way in hell that all this stuff that we've gotten over the last few weeks, this project getting axed, this project getting axed, this project being axed, and going, no, Fable's not safe. Not at this point. Fable's gonna go directly into the bin.
No, Fable won't go into the bin, because that's why Microsoft's canning all these others, is so that everyone can work on Fable.
I also saw the funny thing that someone asked Copilot, imagine you're an executive at Xbox. What would you do to save money? And one of the first things it said was cancel contraband.
It's almost like they're using AI to make business decisions.
I think literally one of the executives at Microsoft said he had 6 AI assistants.
Uh-huh.
Which I'm like, how are you people this fucking stupid? How? But yeah, like, Fable's days have got to be numbered, especially because, like, the word coming out of the Xbox showcase this year was that if it was not shown off at that showcase, it's on the chopping block. The only things that are safe were at that showcase. And guess what was not at that showcase? Anything that's been canceled the last 2 weeks in fucking Fable. Although apparently the Kojima game Microsoft is trying to get made with him is safe. I only assume it's safe because they look at Death Stranding and all the money it makes and goes, we would like a piece of that, please. Can Kojima make a game for us?
But we've already got Postal Simulator. What can they get?
I don't know.
And Microsoft makes most of the other simulators, so I mean...
Well, in other not great news, so you know how Bungie was supposed to keep its independence basically under Sony if it was performing well?
And how Destiny flops time after time with each expansion.
Yeah, so about that. Apparently Bungie is underperforming and not doing well for the price Sony paid for them, and now they're trying to integrate them into PlayStation Studios. This is not going to bode well. Like, at all. Because you know how they've already, like, eliminated, like, almost the entire first year of Destiny 2, and you can't play that anymore?
I mean, Destiny 2 is kind of dead.
I mean, yeah, it's the, like, between that and Marathon, apparently they're getting that out by March. Like, that is, they have set a hard deadline of it's going to be out by March of next year. It will not come out any later than that, apparently.
I mean, it's not Marathon anyhow, so.
Yeah, that's not going to go well. They're going to barely be able to have changed out all the art assets that they ripped from that one person. And barely get it out the door with no real updates to the content or stuff, which was people's big problem with that game to start with. Because has no one seen how live service games are on this cycle every time they come out?
Mm-hmm.
These live service games take an eternity to get out the door, end up light on content because of that, and end up spending the next year plus trying to get the game to where it should have been in the beginning. And in that year is basically, can this game survive that year? Because if it doesn't survive that year, it's dead. If it does survive that year, oh look, it gets to, like, continue on. Maybe. And basically limp along forever.
Granted, I mean, at this point, if anyone can pull that move off, it is Bungie, because, I mean, look at Destiny.
They've done it twice already. Granted, the environment...
Once and a half, because Destiny 2 actually kind of started right, and then they screwed it up, and then they fixed it.
Yeah. But yeah, I just look at Bungie and I'm like, you're gonna be dead before too long, aren't you? Because Bungie's also part of the reason for Sony's live service push and all that, or all the stuff going on with Bungie or with Sony with live service stuff, because Bungie apparently was the one Sony was using to consult on those live service projects they were working on. Granted, they're also the ones that told, like, basically told Naughty Dog to be like, don't make one. And also, I guess told Insomniac to not make one because Insomniac didn't make one either. Which, thank God. I don't want to imagine what would have happened to Insomniac if they got stuck making a Spider-Verse live service game for the next, like, 5-10 years. Because that's the trap that no one seems to understand. When you make a live service game, you're stuck with that forever. That is the only thing you get to do forever now. Until it goes in the bin. That you have
Is
no
it weird
options.
though that I feel like a Spider-Verse one probably could have worked?
I mean, it could have.
Like if we used the base that we've got for the Spider-Man games, at least.
That is seemingly what that one trailer that leaked proposed, because they put no work into it, mind you.
Because
it was just
I'm sitting here kind of thinking about it, and I'm like, if you could keep a constant flow, if you could use all the mechanics in the engine and everything that's already existing, if you could keep a constant flow of content, at least in the same vein that like Destiny has done, and actually make it chain together pretty properly, or at least in a comic book sense, it could actually work.
Yeah.
It could be like one of the few that actually could work.
Yeah. Their concept trailer basically laid out, it was going to be 4-player. You would do basically Spider-Man stuff. You would have bosses. It would be Spider-Verse related. Spider-Gwen would be in the game, which is, I assume, why there is no trace of Gwen in any of the other Spider-Man games Insomniac has done.
Of course, they're not really big on introducing the other spider people right out the gate.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, with the first game, Miles was the pretty important part of the story, but he was Miles. It wasn't until his game that he became Spider-Man. Technically. So it's one of those, to that I almost kind of feel like the Insomniac Spider-Man verse probably has a Gwen somewhere in there and we just don't know.
Yeah, because there is no mention in any collectibles, there's no mention in any ancillary dialogue, there is no trace of a Gwen of any variety anywhere across all 3 games. Which is one of those, that's strange. Granted, this is also a Spider universe that never had a Green Goblin until presumably our 3rd game.
Maybe.
Feels like that's what they've been building up to in the background.
It does. But it also feels like that should have been the main villain for 2.
Yeah.
And they somehow managed to pull that one off, so... Granted, I do feel like 2's got the whole sequelitis issue, where it's not as good as it should be, but it is good.
Yeah. But my main thing with, like, okay, Insomniac does a Spider-Verse live service game. are we willing to have Insomniac work on that and probably not make a Spider-Man 3, a Wolverine, another Ratchet and Clank? Because that's going to be the trade-off. You get one or the other. You do not get both from everything we've seen.
I think we wouldn't need them to do the Wolverine one if they were focused on the Spider-Verse one.
Yeah.
I honestly don't. Because I feel like they could mint money kind of deal off of something like that. Just because of the fact of their writing is actually good. Because yeah, Spider-Man 2 kind of is the weaker one. But at the same time, it's not bad. The writing flows together. It's not a case of it feels out of place or disjointed. I think if you could take that kind of talent that they've got with those 3 games, really, and tie it into something like that, it could work. The problem would more come down to, okay, they're tied up with this, so now who is going to do the Wolverine game?
And from what we've seen from leaks, not just a Wolverine game, like Wolverine plus, I think it's 3 more X-Men games, because they're signed on to do basically 4 X-Men games now.
I can't really say who would do another Ratchet and Clank game, because I mean that is kind of theirs.
There's been studios that have done the mobile titles, but coming off Rift Apart, I don't know if I would want anyone else but Insomniac to do Ratchet and Clank. Because Rift Apart is so goddamn good, and it's a goddamn shame that it underperformed, because it is everything anyone would have wanted from Ratchet and Clank coming back.
See, that could be the thing there, though. It underperforming could be that driving force of, okay, well, that didn't make as much as we expected. This thing is, so we're going to take the bigger win here.
Yeah. Also, that underperforming, I believe, time date wise, was before a PC release. So, I don't know, maybe getting put on PC helped, but still.
But yeah, that's one of those. I'm like, we would lose some things, yes. I have to wonder, though, if at the end of the day, if it would be a net gain by getting stuck in a live service, or if it actually would be another death sentence. Like, Spider-Verse one is a weird one to throw out there.
Yeah.
Truthfully, any kind of properly done comic book one, both DC or Marvel, because there's so many stories that they could pull from, so many different iterations of those same stories that could be pulled from, that it almost could write itself. It's one of those, if done properly. We've seen what happens when it's not done properly.
Yeah. I actually just got reminded the other day that DC Universe Online is still kicking.
See, that's surprising.
I'm just like, wait, you're still alive?
Yeah, that's surprising.
Yeah, and it just got ported to PS5 and Xbox Series X and S apparently last year. So it just keeps trucking along.
I don't get it.
Neither do I. Again, if you make it past that first year, you just get to live, because you just somehow live in like just enough. You get just enough to stay alive. Because you've got that fan base established that just is there forever.
Granted, I mean, that does kind of go with what I just said about a lot of your comic book ones can practically hold themselves up after a while.
Yeah.
It's one of those, yes, live service is a death sentence. Yes, it's probably a good thing that Insomniac was, talked out of it. Told to step away from the ledge and don't jump.
Yeah.
But I have to kind of wonder what would have actually happened had they pulled that trigger. Because obviously at this point they're not going to.
No, it's in the can at this point, or it's been binned. Banned before any real work even started.
That is more than likely in the filing cabinet listed under "we're going under," and literally their desperation move kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
God knows that's what Destiny was for Bungie.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, yeah.
I also just had the thought, when it came to Insomniac, Ratchet and Clank underperforming, I wonder if that maybe it was also scared off Naughty Dog and Sucker Punch from going back to Jack and Dexter and Sly Cooper. Because those companies talk. Because those studios talk to each other. They are not necessarily lockstep with each other, but they have some relationships in there between the three of them.
Well, okay.
From those PS2 days.
Debatable for Naughty Dog's side of it. And the reason I say that is we have clearly seen that in terms of Crash, the original ones getting remade did good. Them doing a sequel is what went under.
Well, that was Toys for Bob's. Like, Naughty Dog has nothing to do with Crash anymore. They don't even own it.
But that was still theirs.
Yeah.
Meaning they're still going to pay attention to that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of those that might be what more kind of helped hold them back. Which, yeah, we're probably never going to see pushing forward for either of those.
Yeah, the most we'll get is a reference on another Astrobot game, and maybe those games remastered from some other company in the collection in like a gen or two.
I mean, would really be about in the right generation for it.
Yeah. I really should make some time to at least play, like, I would say the first Jak and Daxter, but the first Jak and Daxter is so different from the rest of Jak and Daxter that I'm not sure if I want to play 1 or play 2 for stream and play like Sly Cooper 1. Because like Jak and Daxter 1 is fairly like lighthearted, a lot more like in line with your 3D platformers and stuff. 2 is when it went dark and it went with the gun stuff and the little bit of GTA stuff in it, and is where the rest of the franchise is. Because 3 and Jak X and Daxter are all more like 2 than they are like the first one, so. But yeah, that's all our news, folks. Which takes us to releases. I guess we'll start on the 12th with Senua Saga's Hellblade 2 Enhanced for Series X and PlayStation 5. The 13th has Duck Dangerous Ultimate Cartridge Kidnapper for Switch. I just want to say it because it's some dumb acronym for God knows what. Because it's this sounds like eShop schlop.
Yep, definitely.
Okay, it's on the PC. It's a mini game collection. It's like 101 mini game collection, or 100 micro games. It's basically a WarioWare.
Yep.
Cool. Moving on. Let's see. On the 14th, Drag X Drive comes out on Switch too.
Also,
hey, that comes out in 4 days.
Also, I just want to, as a goof, I would love to just be able to bust out and laugh if Drag Drives, any kind of momentum, gets killed because of a direct and they shadow drop Prime 2 and 3 remaster. That would be the ultimate slap in the face that they would accidentally do to themselves.
Honestly, it feels like Nintendo has just sent out this game to die. Like, it just made it far enough along that it's just like, let's just throw it out the door. Whatever it gets is whatever it gets. We're not going to do much more with this. This feels like a... Oh, God. It's not the same, but like a Star Fox Guard.
Yeah.
Like something akin to that. It's just like, we're just throwing this out the door. We have no investment in this.
Which I think is also why I'm in the mindset of, yes, it's a goof, but I feel like I'm in the mindset of I would be willing to believe that we're going to have a direct Thursday. And it's going to have something that's going to steal the thunder that this game could potentially have, because I feel like they've just not cared about it at all. It might not even be Prime 2 and 3 Shadow Drop or anything like that. It might be something completely different, but I think it'll be something that'll completely make everyone turn away from this game really quickly.
Surprise, new Zelda. I don't know.
Even if it was a case of you know what else could possibly do it, actually?
What?
We've got the GameCube emulator on the Switch too. Prime 1 and 2 coming to the GameCube emulator.
Would they put Prime 1 on the GameCube emulator?
They probably would, just put both on there.
Because
it wouldn't be the first time.
Because,
it wouldn't be the first time. Super Mario 64 both has the 3D All-Stars version and is on the N64 emulator.
Okay, I was, crap, which Mario am I thinking of? Thousand Year Door is not on the N64 emulator because they did the remake of it.
Thousand Year Door wasn't on the N64. It was GameCube.
Right, never mind.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, never mind. I was like, they didn't. Yeah, the Paper Mario's
there is something that they did that with, though. You are right on that.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't be unprecedented that they did either or kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like I said, 3D All-Stars has SM64, and so does the N64 emulator.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're both even different versions. I don't think they're both Shindo. I know the 3D All-Stars is. I don't remember if the N64 one is or not.
The emulator is Shindo.
It is? Oh, okay. I couldn't remember if they both were or not, but I knew the 3D All-Stars was. Because that was the big stink of no BLJs, so...
It's the crap version of Speedrun.
Yeah. The only useful with it is if you're doing 70 star or 120 star. Because you're doing everything anyhow, so...
Madden NFL 26 comes out Series X, PlayStation 5, and Switch 2 on the 14th. Mars Invasion Red Dawn for the MetaQuest. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tactical Takedown for Series X and Switch. That's the Turtles Tactics game. Because they're just putting out a Turtles game every like year or two now, just out of nowhere. I don't know where this is coming from.
It's making me wonder if there's some kind of contract.
That
where,
would
like,
make sense.
X
because
amount of games has to be out within so many years.
that would make sense because Dragon Ball has the same situation where Bandai has to put out a Dragon Ball game every year.
Or at least a major
Like
update. I don't think it has
Yeah.
to be a game. It has to at least be a major update to one of the games.
Yeah, they have to make a Dragon Ball thing every year. Doesn't
Hence
matter.
why Kakarot's still getting DLC.
Kakarot and Xenoverse 2 are all getting content, and it's the same sort of content too. Because it's like, oh, Xenoverse 2 got the Daima stuff. Now Kakarot gets the Daima stuff.
Which is funny
And
because
then
it is
Sparking Zero
no
will get the Daima
longer.
stuff.
It's funny because it is no longer a DBZ game anymore.
Yeah.
Because we have stuff from Super and now Daima.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention there is one of them for the OG Dragon Ball.
Mm-hmm. I feel like Dragon Ball needs like a break from video games for like a couple of years so they can like do something interesting, because it feels like they don't get to do like something really super interesting outside of, yep, we're going back through the same 12 stories for Dragon Ball again.
I think the problem is, though, it has to tie into it so much that they're stuck.
Yeah.
It would honestly benefit if the games had like 2 branches kind of deal, or 3, I guess technically. Let one be the fighting-esque style, where it's more akin to a fighting game. Let one be the retelling of the anime / manga. And then let another one be just, we took a spot in the show and we diverged so hard and created our own thing.
Oh crap, I forgot.
Because I feel like that would benefit.
I forgot, as part of their contract, they can't touch the manga. They can't do manga material, period. That's a part of their contract as well. I forgot about that part.
I still say / because
Yeah.
I know with DBZ it is an adaptation from the manga. Super was actually the inverse. Like everything post show in the manga obviously would still be out of touch, but I have to wonder if some of that's changed at this point.
Dragon Ball is apparently in a whole kerfuffle about ownership and who's in charge of Dragon Ball since Toriyama passed away, so I don't even know. It's apparently become a big fight between, I think, like Sueisha and some other folks of just like, who gets to make the shot and call the shots on Dragon Ball now? So it might be a while before that ever gets solved.
Meanwhile, everyone's just still making their own thing.
Basically. I also say them doing something different, but then I go, all right, they did that. They tried that with One Piece with an RPG and it flopped. So maybe not.
I mean, granted, anime-wise, Dragon Ball did that with GT and it flopped, but
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, maybe they don't have an incentive to do anything new and interesting, because when they try new and interesting, no one cares.
I
Even-
have to wonder if it's a case of no one cares or if it's a case of everyone gets aggravated because it's so stark of a divergent that it kind of fights itself. Because I know with GT that was kind of the thing. It was such a hard left turn that it really was even fighting the stuff that was set up in its source material. So everyone was like, yeah, no.
I think the One Piece game was just, here is basically what we usually do with filler arcs, but it's a video game in terms of the anime. And maybe that turned people off because it was like, here's this new island, here's a new character, and here's a conflict that gets us to point A to point B. But also here's us dealing with some bad guys that are not really there, but they're here for gameplay purposes. Yeah. I had another thought. And I lost it. Oh well.
But yeah, I do. I have to kind of bring us back in. I kind of think that Turtles might be in that same sense. Where it's just like something has to come out.
Yeah, because they've done the 2D fight or 2D platformer. They did a roguelike like a year or two ago, and now we get a tactics game. Just kind of out of nowhere.
And like, if that's the case, then that means that Nickelodeon's pushing hard for there has to be something Turtles.
Yeah, because I believe they're the rights owners for Turtles at the moment.
I think they're the full-on owners for it.
Yeah, because I was like, I have no idea who owns Turtles. Like, all I know is Nickelodeon deals with the show stuff, and then IDW continues to do their comic stuff they've been doing for like a decade plus. That they've got to do uncontested and uninterrupted. Just doing their own thing. Because that's where you get Eldritch Horror Rat King instead of professional wrestler Rat King. Anywho, releases. Anything on the 15th? Slated Precedence, the Pristine Cut for PS5 and Switch. Tiger Heli 40th Anniversary Edition for Atari 7800. And Dark Chambers re-release for Atari 7800. I missed one. Shantae Events Risky Revolution for Xbox One Series X, PlayStation 4, 5, and Switch is on the 19th. Black Myth Wukong for Series X is out on the 20th. On the 22nd, Funko Fusion Deluxe Edition for the Switch. Would you like your not Lego game that's crap?
Not really, no.
Like you're real bad. Like, you would probably take Skywalker Saga over this, even with all of Skywalker Saga's issues, over this. It's real bad. Pizza Cult for the MetaQuest. Yeah, we don't have a whole lot here, folks.
Yeah, no.
Look, in 2 weeks you get to hear me pop off because like Thursday will be like the release of SRWY, and I get to like 2 weeks later talk about how far I got in the game and how happy I will be, I hope, unless they irreparably do something stupid. I hope not. Because like the Dynazenon representation was really good, and like the G Gundam representation was really good, and like that's two shows I care about. So like as long as they do G-Witch well enough, even though they're only doing like half the show basically because of when they finalize the roster, like which should be smooth sailing. But yeah, that will do it this week. In 2 weeks we'll be back with this, but between now and then, Thursday we start O's properly this time, unless they drop a demo on Thursday that I would like to play on stream. I don't think they would do that. Looking at you, Nintendo. Look, you're the ones that would do it.
They might.
I don't know what they would shadow drop that I would actually want to play on stream.
Yeah, because we know it wouldn't be Prime 2.
Yeah. I got, since I put that up, I was like, I'm reminded of all the reasons I didn't like 2. Also, all the reasons I didn't like 3, because Prime 3 also went up not long after that. In terms of scheduling.
3,
and I'm like,
we didn't care for because of the motion controls.
Yeah, and it was, I just, when I saw the specific thumbnail of like the skyhook segment, basically, I don't know what else to call it. Those rail segments, that I'm like, these suck. These are like the worst. I hate every time we have to traverse on these, especially when we have to like dodge and shoot stuff in order to progress. And if not, we are back at square one. That was pissing me off to no end. Because otherwise the game was okay and tolerable. Like, I was tolerating the motion controls until that segment. That made me go, no, fuck off. I hate the motion controls in this game now. You're making me do the same segment 5 times over because I don't have the normal precision I would need for a segment like this. Yeah, it'll be Thursday. Friday will be Cubage with, I forget all we're covering on Cubage.
I think it's 2 more sports games.
It is Big Air Freestyle and Disney Sports Skateboarding. Maybe Monsters Inc. if we so desire. Because after that, Star Fox Adventures.
Yay.
Saturday will be Platform with Outland. We'll see if either one of us remember how to play that game. That's also the game I have to install out of everything we're doing for Platform. Yeah, I installed it a while back, so I gotta reinstall it. Next Sunday we'll continue Gaim as we're into the new year. Not this new year, but new year of Gaim stuff, basically. And then, like I said, in 2 weeks we'll be back with TGS to talk maybe a Nintendo Direct, maybe something else of importance. I don't know. Find out in 2 weeks. But until then, if you like what you're seeing, drop a follow. Really appreciate it. If you want to drop a sub or some bits, you can do so. We'll put them to good use somewhere. Exclamation point YouTube and chat will get you YouTube archive for this and all our other streams. Weekly co-op should be done, I believe, by Tuesday for 2022. It's either Tuesday or Wednesday. All of the 2022 weekly co-ops will be up. Something else will probably break up that in Rampant Gaming 2022, just for variety's sake. Also, so I don't have to schedule another 60 some odd videos. Because it was 99 videos for weekly co-op for 2022.
Ease?
That is almost as many streams as it was, mind you. There were only a few streams that, I think there was like only a couple that got parted. So that was legitimately about over 90 streams of weekly co-op I had to schedule. Of pre-shows and main shows. So yeah, that's a lot. So I'll probably break it up with probably a TGSR from 2022. I have to see what would be first. I think Hibiki might be first. I have to consult my document. Exclamation point social and chat will give you the social media handles for when we go live. And exclamation point Discord and chat, use this link, drop by, say hi, and we'll see you Thursday, folks.